has no better friend than Israel, says Vice President Joe Biden. We report on what they did to deserve that. Jihad Jane shock for US population. Anyone can be blonde, stupid, and fitted up as a terrorist by Homeland Insecurity. In the UK, expense claim MPs theft-relating charges refute picky trough nose snorting greed ripoff. Hello, Irish stew. Welcome to the FKN Newz. I'm the name of the law. Before a closer look at our top stories tonight, here's an important message from our sponsor.
We have come to visit you in peace and with goodwill. It is no concern of ours how you run your own planet. But if you threaten to extend your violence, this earth of yours will be reduced to a burned out cinder. Join us and live in peace, or pursue your present course and face obliteration. Face obliteration. Face obliteration. We have come to visit you in peace.
Bridge to captain, a message to you from the people of the planet, aka the crew. Some of them are angry, some of them have got guns. Won't change to the way that it gets done. Don't tell them that it's gonna be cool somewhere over the rainbow, cause we don't buy that shit. Having a mutiny, taking the shit. What planet?
It is no concern of ours how you run your own planet.
One planet. One crew. Ships, the planet, Enterprise. Shot from sunset to sunrise. Crew in need of some R and R. Some of them are hungry, some of them have got scars. So singing, the bells are ringing. Sounds like a riot, just the noise I'm bringing. Bringing a message to you. There's only one planet, there's only one crew. One planet. One planet. One crew.
We flow like a river, ain't no hell and you ain't no sinner. Change is on and I bring it in a song. Future's here but the past ain't gone. Holding on cause it feels new. What I am and so are you. Too much of life is fantasy and fiction. Science and religion are full of contradiction. Like scenes from a movie or a trip. There ain't no plan, you can write your own script. Suck on that, bring the change. We ain't going back. One planet. One crew. One crew. The crew, I think it's me and you. No orders, no borders, no business to do. Nothing to buy, nothing to sell. No waiting for heaven, no living hell. Back in the ghettos, the schemes, the slums. Start the sirens, the battle's begun. Let out, sing out, the note is C. Come check out reality. One planet. One crew.
But if you threaten to extend your violence, this earth of yours will be reduced to a burned out cinder.
And now a look at our headlines tonight. Joe Biden didn't make a controversial speech about the Arab-Israeli peace process in Israel recently. In his imaginary speech, he didn't claim, "No one believes Israel will ever give any of the land back." What, do you think we're stupid? Here's what's gonna happen. The world will stand by as the Palestinians are concentrated into smaller and smaller enclaves. Israel will make their lives miserable, and Palestinians will kill the odd Israeli. This will excuse retaliation, seizing of Jerusalem as capital of Israel, and more murder/slow death in the desert of those left. Palestine will never be a state. Its people will be marginalized to death, and we'll watch and say, "Ooh, if only there was a political solution." What a crock. Get real, people. It makes me puke to hear the latest soundbite from plump Western politicians about the peace process. The only peace process in Israel is them claiming another piece of Palestine. But who gives a fuck about that anyway? If any of us actually cared about the fate of murdered, oppressed and robbed people of Palestine, we'd give them some of our countries. Yes, there's only a few million of them and they'd fit in Canada and you couldn't find them. Australia could forget where they were, and even in Scotland you could miss an area the size of Palestine if you took the wrong turn. But that ain't gonna happen, because we're all nationalist fucks. Come on, it's okay. I'm American, I understand. Nationalism, it's racism with flags. Sure, we're all human, but you're not American. So, let the suffering stay where they are. We'll watch as Israel kills them and takes the land, because we don't give a shit. We don't care at all. Not even a little bit. Honestly, we don't. Carry on. In a related story, a Pennsylvania woman has been charged with terror offenses, including using the internet to be stupid on and giving the fascist Homeland and Security Department more reason to suspect, spy on, detain, interrogate, and torture anyone in the fucking country. Colleen LaRose, aka Jihad Jane, was arrested in Philadelphia. A federal indictment accuses her of typing stuff on the internet and flying in a plane. However, one of the prosecutors told the press the indictment did not link to a reality that you or I would recognize. Jihad Jane, a US citizen, is charged with conspiracy to provide support to fascist security services, conspiracy to kill freedom in her own country, making stupid statements to a government official, dyeing her hair badly, and attempting to appear smarter than she is. Attorney Michael Levy was quoted as saying, "Miss LaRose's appearance was considered to be an asset because it allowed her to blend in," going on not to say, "This shatters any lingering thought that America will survive as land of the free. We will now let our security services treat everyone as a terrorist. Many of you should probably just hand yourselves in and save us some gas money." And he's not wrong there, as dozens of US states teeter on the verge of bankruptcy, teachers are being laid off in their thousands, and care of the elderly and handicapped is being cut, along with many other services. Still, not to worry about that. Wall Street made $50 billion profit, its biggest profit ever, and the cost of the, or any war, will be met no matter what. You've got to love the difficult choices American people have made. Why bother to educate our children and look after the sick and old when we can give all our money to banks and the arms industry? I'm sure the world will be better off with a heavily funded military propping up the rights of a few rich banking families to fuck us over for a buck. Even better, soon we'll all be too stupid or sick to stop them. Hoorah! More on that story later. In the UK, trivial amounts of money involved in MPs' expense scandals continue to distract the population from the massive fraud of bank bailouts and billions flushed away in fake wars. Not to mention the unsustainable and pointlessness of our entire economy. Jobs growth, tax cuts, investment, financial services, hoodwink, life on earth, profit margin, progress, prosperity, lie, land use, battery chickens. Feed yourself, dependent livestock, kept like pets, lord, master, owner, can I have a job and pay for my life? Money, wealth, law, status quo, shopping war, football, Man U, World Cup, Paris Hilton, Bulger killer, ooh-ah. Spending, spend, shop, shoppy, tawdry existence as consumers. Fake hype, massive deception, sleight of hand, look the other way, whoops, trident 50 billion. Thanks, and now the weather. The planet's fucked, it's your fault, and it's getting worse. Have a nice weekend.
Hello, fucking radio listeners. Welcome to the fucking radio show. It's my pleasure to have on the show tonight Louis B, who runs Crotch Shot Radio. Is that right, Louis?
That is correct, Deke. How you doing, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
Again, I couldn't be better.
Louis, I wonder, just for people who may not know you, if you could tell us as much as you'd like to about your life and what you're up to just now in it.
Well, I'm, as you can probably hear, I'm an American from New York City, if you could hear it in my accent. I mean, I live in a neighborhood where people believe that the government should take care of them, even though most of them are trust fund babies, which is kind of hilarious. So, or they're a bunch of artists that try to look as destitute as possible, yet they get a check from mommy and daddy to pay their rent.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And so, you're born and bred in New York. You're a New Yorker through and through.
Yep. There's an old saying: you can take a boy out of Brooklyn, but you can't take the Brooklyn out the boy.
Yeah, we say that about Lochgelly, which is a small town near here. And you run Crotch Shot Radio. Want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, Crotch Shot Radio. The reason why we named it Crotch Shot Radio, which a lot of people trip over the name crotch, even though crotch is not a curse word, it's a medical term. But we named it Crotch Shot Radio not for porno reasons, but to express our hatred and anger for all things best. So it's like kicking in the crotch. Because that is the most devastating frontal attack there is.
Yeah, straight on, no messing about. And what does the Crotch Shot Radio show cover, and when's it on? Give yourself a little plug.
Okay, well, I don't know. I guess you guys are gonna have to adjust it for your time zones. But we cover everything. We attack all corruption, no matter whether it's coming from the New World Order itself, to U.S. politics, and or also state politics. Our local politics over here, and I'll get into that later because that's hilarious to me too. But we also attack the 9/11 Truth Movement in their corruption and their silliness, and it's funny how similar both sides are. Whereas you ask questions of the New World, they say you're not a patriot, you're crazy, you're nutcase. You ask questions, real questions, saying about your legitimacy to be a leader. Where does the money go from the donations you collect? And are you a real Vince family member? And you're crazy, not a patriot. You're this, and they take this step and say, oh, well, then you're fed.
Yeah. So I imagine living in New York, you are right, obviously, where 9/11 happened, and that as the truth movement sprung out of New York, you'll know quite a lot about it and its growth.
I've seen I saw the second plane hit, which kind of angers the people that believe no plane hit the building. Like, oh, you're just a hologram.
Yeah, I'm not a no-planer myself. The idea that there were no planes is a little wacky, a bit woo-woo. And it probably is part of, it's either intentionally to divert, distract, and destroy the truth movement, or it's just silly people chiming in with nonsense.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of them, I'm starting to believe the latter of that, because most of them are really slack-jawed, retarded people with real mental issues that are saying that. Most of them, are schizophrenic and all that, and those are the ones that come out with that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's entitled to a point of view, but when it's absurd, the only proper response is ridicule.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of the few 9/11 truthers that actually believe that a plane hit the Pentagon, because the Pentagon's walls were so reinforced that there wouldn't be much give.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that mean the plane was outside the building? I'm just asking. I've no particular axe to grind about planes or other. My issue with 9/11 is how much jet fuel was there, since that appears to be the pivotal reason given for the collapse of buildings. Hey, if jet fuel melted the steel, how much jet fuel was there? Yeah,
I mean, I do think that they were explosives. There really isn't any proof that they were explosives, except for the thermate that was found, the weaponized thermate that was found by Stephen Jones.
Yeah.
But I'm not a scientist, so I'm not gonna begin to try to explain it, because then it'll just be me regurgitating stuff that I've heard that I have no way of confirming for myself, because I'm not a scientist. I don't understand the science.
I'm with you. One of the things I try and avoid is saying to people what did happen, You know,
Yeah.
I just poke holes in the official story. And if the official story isn't true, then obviously we need to find out what did happen. But I'm not going to go around saying what did happen. I don't know. But I know the official story sucks donkey nuts.
Oh, it does. Like, massive ones. Yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying there's no such thing as real terrorists. I'm not saying, you know, Osama bin Laden didn't deserve to die. And, you know, in fact, there was this other radio show host. His name was JV, and he was doing his own little online TV show, and he took a question. It took a question from me, and they said, "Oh, so is 2009 going to be the year that we finally finally kill Osama bin Laden?" And they're like, "You can't kill someone that's already dead."
Yeah.
I mean, before 9/11, the dude was on death's doorstep.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, he must be getting on for 70 now if he was still alive.
Yeah.
But still recording those hits for the CIA.
Oh yeah, no, I have this joke that Osama bin Laden comes out with a new mix track talking crap about the U.S. like big.
Yeah,
Okay.
he should put some beats behind it.
Yeah, actually, I have. I actually did. The Osama bin Laden mix track. If you want me to play it.
If you've got it, play it.
Alrighty, hold on. It's oh god, where did I put it? Oh, there.
DJ Osama.
حديثي هذا لكم عن الطريقة
What?
المثلى
Yeah.
لتجنب منهات أخرى عن الحرب وأسبابها ونتائجها.
Yeah.
وبين يدي الحديث
What?
أقول لكم إن
Say-
الأمن ركن مهم من أركان الحياة البشرية،
Get to America.
وإن الأحرار لا يفرطون بأمنهم.
Praise
بخلاف
Allah.
ادعاء البوس بأننا نكره الحرية، فليعلمنا لما لم نضرب السويد مثلا.
Yeah.
ومعلوم أن الذين يكرهون الحرية
DJ
لا يملكون
Osama.
نفوسا أبية كنفوس 19 رحمهم الله.
Yeah.
وإنما قاتلناكم لأننا أحرار
Kick it.
لا ننام على الضيف، نريد إرجاع الحرية لأمتنا، فكما
جهاد.
تهدرون أننا نهدر أمنكم، ولكنني أعجب منكم، فبالرغم من دخولنا السنة الرابعة بعد أحداث 11 فما زال البوس يمارس عليكم التشويش والتضليل، فتغيب السبب الحقيقي عنكم، وبالتالي فإن الدواعي قائمة لتكرار ما حدث.
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
وإني سأحدثكم عن الأسباب وراء تلك الأحداث،
DJ Osama.
وسأسبقكم القول باللحظات التي اتخذ فيها هذا القرار لتتفكروا،
Go. Go.
فأقول
Go.
لكم
Oh. Go.
علم الله
Go.
أنه ما
Go.
خطر في بالنا ضرب
Go.
الأبراج، ولكن بعدما طفح الكيل وشاهدنا ظلم
Get to
وتعسف
America
التحالف
remix.
Oh.
Excellent. Were you translating there or just freestyling over the top?
I was just freestyling over the top. I was trying to give my man Osama some backup. You know what I mean? Because they're talking all this crap about him, man.
Yeah, what are the big news stories in America at the moment then, and what's your take on them versus what the media is saying?
Well, first of all, especially with Joseph Andrew Stack, the guy that flew a plane in the tax office.
Yeah.
They think that he was a radical. He's hooked up with with crazy people, especially with the Southern Poverty Law Center, saying that a lot of 9/11 truth groups, militias are domestic terrorists because they dare question, because they ask questions or they're preparing. There are a lot of militias. You can see them on YouTube that are warning, hey, if you do something, we will retaliate. We will defend ourselves. That's not a threat. That's saying, hey, it's like saying, hey, if you punch me in the face, I might just burn your house down.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not the same. But you know what I'm saying. You will defend yourself if attacked. It's not like and I kind of looked at spirit of. I mean, it's not revolution, but it's like, don't mess with us, or we will have to hurt you. Just leave us alone. Let us have our Wendy's, our McDonald's, and let us watch TV. Let us have our jobs, and let us be able to travel, and leave us alone, and we'll be happy.
Yeah, government, you'd think, would be able to leave its people alone and just get on with supplying, I don't know, clean drinking water, stuff that governments should do, and leave people alone to live their life. How does the Jihad Jane fit in with that whole demonizing of the militia and the idea that terrorists are going to be springing out of the woodwork from anywhere in America?
I mean, just fear mongering. They're trying to demonize groups like We Are Change, like the American Resistance Movement, or which that was taken over.
Taken over?
That has been co-opted, the American Resistance Movement. I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, you can actually Google that and see the reason why.
And I don't know how it is in America, but in this country we've been peasants, to the lords who own all the land for 1,000 years. But America, land of the free, isn't it the case that people could, I don't know what the price of land is there. Is it not easier to escape that kind of urban controlled environment and get out into the woods or the hills?
Not as much as you may think, because even you have to buy land, and that's registered with the state, and you pay taxes on the land that you bought and supposedly own. Because if you don't pay the taxes, they could come and evict you from that land that you possibly paid like $1 million for, which is probably like what, 500,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
So no escape of the government there then.
No, there isn't. The only thing we can do is, I mean, use the least amount of services and growing your own food as possible, and basically just keeping all your money like how like this video, the video that you made, like really inspired me, because it was like synchronistic, because other people have said it, but if you really want to fight the government, don't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Don't do absolutely nothing.
Do nothing. Don't shop. Don't spend. Try and use as little of anything as possible. They hate that. That is the real war. The real war is in the shops. Where we're supporting the war machine by giving them money through taxes on goods sold or services sold, and trying to live with a small footprint as possible is just about all we're allowed to do at the moment, short of that violent revolution. Which that's brilliant, because that's non-violent, and they can't throw you in jail for not buying crap, and then you don't have to spend more money in your system because they charge you for court fees. You're paying the lawyer possibly like $1,000 an hour to defend you, and you're paying I don't know how much your court fees cost, but so you're paying like £500 an hour for a lawyer, which if I'm doing a conversion, I just think it's like half. Yeah, it's still a lot of money.
Yeah,
but I love the idea of a future where the government's so fascist they do force you to shop. It's like. Things may be bad just now, but they're not that bad. Wait until...
Well, actually, technically they do, because remember after 9/11, Bush said, "Oh, we need you to shop. Come to downtown Manhattan and shop. Oh yeah, we still got all these dust particles in the air, and you can catch all the cancer you can ever want. But come down and shop and help us rebuild."
Sail on cancer.
Yeah, exactly. 8 years later, ground zero is still just a hole in the ground.
I love how a lot of these cancers are caused by asbestos. Which was used to fireproof the World Trade Center. So it's even stranger that it managed to burn down, given that it was internally covered in fireproof asbestos.
Oh yeah, the steel was sprayed on asbestos. So I mean,
yeah, it's a wacky story. Listen, Louis, just to wrap up then. So, what about the future? Okay, we've in our lifetimes we've seen a lot of shit go down. A certain set of circumstances at the moment. What happens next?
What I'm hoping is that there will be a frustration revolution. James David Mann, the pastor James David Mann coined the phrase "frustration revolution." Things are going to get so bad that finally American people are going to wake up. Well, possibly not wake up, but they're going to get so angry that the spirit of revolution will be reignited, and they're going to start taking out these idiots.
Well, that's something to look forward to. I hope it's a peaceful revolution and that our nuclear scientists still manage to get to those power stations and stop them melting down.
Yeah.
But other than that, I agree that people are frustrated, but at the moment there's enough beer, there's enough nachos, and there's enough pizzas to keep enough people happy. There must be some critical point reached where the level of beer, nachos, and pizzas goes down.
Yeah, right.
And people get pissed off and go, this isn't...
I can't afford no $10 Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Something's got to be done.
Yes. So let's kill the president. We're not getting pizzas.
I think they could have fought the war in Iraq and Afghanistan with pizza and cans of Coke.
Yes, I would have just, at this point, because, I'm considered a dick. We fucked that country up so bad, I would be like, you know what? Rebuild your own country. We're out.
Yeah.
and leave them to their own devices and see what happens.
Right.
That's even worse than constantly just bombing them and shooting them and killing people, because now they have to now there's no other enemy to fight because they're all getting together because they have an enemy to fight, meaning us. And then they'll start killing themselves, and they won't get nothing done. I mean, we successfully just destroyed that country, and we don't have to do anything. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but that would be the most hilarious thing to do, is just leave.
Yeah. Send them the bill as well when you leave.
Exactly.
Invoice them.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah, pay that on your leisure. We accept PayPal.
Well, Louis, it's been fun talking to you. For anybody who'd like to catch your show, is there a website?
Yes, there is. ChartRadio.com. We're on Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, do the conversions yourselves, because
Yeah, I can't do that, but I'm sure there's a website somewhere that could do it for you.
Yeah, so it's EST Standard Time, because I'm in New York time, just whatever's easier. So 7 p.m., definitely check us out. We're on iTunes, Zoom, Zencast. And then you can also come to my website, credit.radio.com/archives, listen to past shows. We also have interviews. We're still posting more interviews. I got a fun interview we did with you did, and post that. And you can listen live there. It's an experience.
A lot going on. Louis, been a pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for coming on the show. I'll speak to you soon.